welcome back to my channel. This is Evolve with Grace, the channel where I talk about all the things in my life's evolution and things that you may encounter as well. I like to have a conversation with other women and connect in regards to life's ever-changing circumstances. So, this week is Thanksgiving, Thursday, and if you know, you know. I love to cook. I've been really into cooking since the time I was 12 years old. I think more than loving to cook itself, I love the memories that it created with my family. My grandmother, my mom's mom, was amazing, an amazing cook, and I would spend a lot of time with her in the kitchen as a kid. My mom was an amazing cook, and I spent a lot of time with her in the kitchen. Both of them have passed on. There's a point to this video that I just want to bring to you right before the holidays. I got my little fun Christmas apron on. I don't know who bought this for me, but it's adorable. I don't know if I've ever worn it before, but thank you if it was you. I've been going through some health struggles, and it's the tingling and numbness from my back. They say it's from foraminal stenosis. I go to the neurologist. I have this MRI, that MRI, and EMG. Everything looks pretty good for everything looks great with the EMG, which is I'm super grateful for. But then the doctor says to me, I don't think it's coming from your back. Well, great. Okay. And I said, could it be my hormones? Because I'm 51 and I haven't had a period in 8 months. And he just looks at me dumbfounded. And I'm like, I don't even know why I even bother mentioning this to doctors, especially men. Anyhow, excuse me. I have to go for another test, a brain MRI and a pelvis MRI. Yay! And if you know my family history, there's a lot of people in my family who've had aneurysms. A couple. My mom died from an aneurysm with a hemorrhagic stroke. And I think that as we get older, we think about those changes. I'm so sorry if you hear the dishwasher in the background. You think about life's changes, and you think about those you've lost. I've lost a lot of people in my family young. I think my mother was 53 or 54 when she passed away. And when I started this channel, I wanted to be something that my nieces and my goddaughter and my daughters and any woman that wants to hear about life experiences as a woman who is more mature in some ways. But it is also scary when you're going through a health situation and you've lost your mother at a young age and you're leaving these videos behind. It's like, is this creepy? Am I doing this because I'm gonna die? I'm not gonna die. God willing. God willing. You know, I could walk across the street and get hit by an ice cream truck. Again, there's a point to this video. So, I'm going through this situation with my back or my body, and nobody set me up for this. I do think that perimenopause is playing a part. I'm grateful to be upright. And yesterday, I don't even want to say it out loud. I'm just going to say it. I didn't have any tingles or numbness yesterday. Praying today is another good day. But as you see, I'm in the kitchen. I took the day off of work so that I can make my greens and potato salad. Because if you know, the longer greens sit and the longer potato salad sit, the flavors marry even more. So I'm doing the thing that I need to get done. I did a bunch of pies. I'll be making more pies, hence the sweet potatoes in the picture. I'll be making more pies. My pies are kind of famous. People love my pies. Patti LaBelle's got nothing on my pies. This is what I'm told. I'm just saying what I'm told. This is what they're saying out there, okay? Anyway. So, going through these health fears. It is very scary. Especially when you look at your life and you realize how much you love it. How grateful you are for your children, your family, your friends, your husband. it's very scary. But yesterday, not having the tingles and stuff was really encouraging. Anyhow, this is about the holidays. Losing a mom, losing my mom at a young age. I think I was 29 when my mother passed. My husband's mom died 2 years before mine. So neither one of us have our mothers. My kids do not have their grandmas. I was blessed to have an amazing grandmother as long as I had her. I'm gonna say I was about 18, 17 when she passed away. But all these great women instilled so much in me, especially cooking during the holidays. So I lose my grandmother as a teen. My husband and I get together, and he has a loving grandmother that I connected with, and another person who loved to cook, was always in the kitchen, and I loved being in the kitchen with her as well. So I had amazing women in my life that I have connected with through food, through cooking, through their love of cooking, through my passion of cooking. I used to want to be a chef, but then when I realized that it's an 80-hour work week, I didn't want to take something that I love doing and turn it into a job. Not about this. This is not about that either. This video is about connecting to those who were not here. Now, I don't know if you're superstitious. I think I'm a little superstitious, like we don't split the pole when we walk, and there's certain things that I have superstitions about. But as the holidays get closer, and if you've lost loved ones, it could be a really sad time. Because we tend to look at those memories and we miss what is no longer there. We miss the people that are no longer here. We miss the traditions that no longer exist. But they still live on. And I was talking to my husband's aunt because a bunch of them are getting together to do Thanksgiving in like a hall, you know, like a big family gathering. And when my husband brought it to me, I'm like, no, thank you. That's not for me. And then I had to express it because, you know, when you tell somebody, no, I'm not coming to your Thanksgiving, it's, I don't know, I guess it could be sounding mean or like I don't want to be bothered with people, but that's not the case. This is the reasoning why. When I'm in my kitchen at Thanksgiving, it reminds me of all the amazing women who I've lost, who loved cooking as much as I do, who I've learned so much from. This is gonna sound a little crazy, but I feel super, super connected to them at this time. As much as it makes me sad when I hear certain songs on the radio, like Karen Carpenter's Christmas, or I'll Always Love My Mama, or certain songs that my mother loved, or, you know, Christmas songs, holiday songs, things that my mom loved, hearing it, it does make my eyes sweat a little bit, okay? But something happens for me this time of year where those women that I had in my life are in the kitchen with me. It may sound crazy. And with that, I love being in the kitchen with my daughters and my sister and living that history with them. Creating those traditions, teaching my girls how to host, you know, how to make the Food Olympics, how to be a participant in the Food Olympics. They know the secret recipe to my pies, and they'll never tell anyone because they're better than the bush beans dog, okay? My girls know how to keep pie recipe to yourselves, right? Anyhow, so dealing with this health issue, in my feelings, of course, looking forward to connecting to my mom, my grandmothers, you know, just being in the kitchen and feeling like they're with me. It's kind of like when people season stuff and they say, I just season until my ancestors tell me to stop. That's how I cook for everything. But it's already in me, so I don't need them to tell me. But sometimes they're standing next to me doing it. So when the doctor told me the other day, you're a mystery. I'm like, yeah, sure. He's like, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you. We're just going to do these other tests to rule things out. You're a mystery. And I'm like, that's not what you want to hear. And it's clearly true that doctors practice medicine. Yay. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, the day before. And this is what validates my thinking when I tell you that your loved ones never leave. That they're here, and sometimes they remind you how they are still here. My daughter tells me, she's walking home, she's like, Mom, you keep dropping pennies. And I'm like, pennies? I don't have pennies on me. What do you mean I'm dropping pennies? She's like, I keep walking around you and there's pennies on the floor. I'm like, daughter, child, girl, no, I don't have pennies around me. Last night, I think it was the night before last, my sister was here, and she's great, you know, like she ran to the store and got me more sweet potatoes and, you know, things that I needed, and she left, and I watch her leave because, you know, for safety reasons, you make sure you always watch your loved ones walk down the stairs, get into the car, know they're safe, and I open the door, and there's a penny on the floor. I'm like, oh, another penny. I go into my bedroom, and there's a penny on the floor. And my daughter telling me, Mom, there's pennies. So I'm like, what is this with pennies? And then, of course, the perimenopausal paranoid chick says, oh my God, doesn't it have something to do with people being dead? Like, are they telling me they're coming for me? What is that? So I asked my friend with the A, I'm not going to say her name out loud because she's going to answer. And I said, what is the story of pennies from heaven? And she said that it's a tradition, I think, from the 1930s or 1830s. Don't quote me, you can ask her yourself when I'm off the video. And she said that that it is believed that it is a spiritual reminder that people that you love that have passed on are still there, and that it is a reminder of hope and well-being, or hope and peace, or something like hope and something beautiful, that things are good, things are going to be okay. Now, you can say, girl, you're crazy. You're just saying it to yourself because that's what you want to feel. That's what you want to believe, right? You may think, oh my God, that is so ridiculous. Ridiculous. So you think that because you're finding pennies all over the place, that you're good, you're going to be okay? Well, you know, yesterday I didn't have a bad day. I had a day where I felt like my normal self. Today, starting out to be a good day. I'm in the kitchen about to make my greens. So, I choose to believe that. I choose to believe that the women who stand in this kitchen with me, not going to get choked up, the women that stand in this kitchen with me never leave. Those pennies are their message to say, girl, stop worrying. We're here. You're good. Do I sound crazy? Well, in anything that you do, anything that you think, a thought evokes an emotion. It makes you feel a certain type of way. And that emotion becomes your belief. And that belief becomes your reality. And that's what you believe. I'm going to give you an example. You're driving to work, or you get up in the morning and you stub your toe. Then you drive to work and you're stuck in traffic. And you're like, nothing's going right for me. Nothing's going my way. What is wrong? I'm having a bad day. This stinks, right? Well, you had pain from stubbing your toe. You get stuck in traffic. It irritates you. So all that does is evoke an emotion that validates your thinking. So believing that you're going to be pissed off for the rest of the day, there's a good chance that you are right. Because you already have that mindset and that belief that sits inside of you that becomes your truth, that becomes your reality. People are going to get on your nerves at work, or your kids are going to get on your nerves, or maybe there's a bill that you have to pay that you didn't want to. Something else is going to come, some kind of hurdle, some kind of thing that maybe on any other given day wouldn't have mattered. But because you already had that mindset and that emotion and those feelings and thoughts within your psyche that it's going to be a bad day, it's probably going to be a bad day. When you wake up and you say, today's going to be a great day, well, then you start looking for everything that's great. So, back to sounding like my pennies are crazy. They are not. Because if my pennies evoke a feeling, because we all want to feel a certain way, a feeling of peace and hope, and a reminder that I am not alone and that everything's going to be okay, there's nothing wrong with that. If you find things in your life that bring you peace, that make you think that things are going to be okay, then that's great. But you need to look for them. I could have been having pennies around all the time. But I'm in a place in my life, and maybe a season, holiday season of my life, season of, where those pennies matter to me. They mean something to me. I hope you have pennies around you. I hope that you find things that make you feel connected to those that you love if they're no longer with you, and you connect to the people that you love that are already here. I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. I hope, you know what I hope for you? I hope that your turkey is juicy, because a dry turkey is like eating nothing. You better have a backup meat, okay? I hope for you that your pies come out beautifully, creamy and sweet to perfection. I hope that your gravy is not lumpy. I hope your mashed potatoes are on point. And I hope your greens, I hate to say it because my cousin's watching, but this is for you, yo. I hope your greens are as good as mine. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing holiday. I know my cousin's watching this video. I hope you guys have an amazing holiday. Happy Thanksgiving. Try not to let sadness overcome what is now. And if you've lost people that you love that they're no longer here, connect to their spirit. Connect to their energy. Put on their music that they loved and dance to it while you're cooking. Don't think about what isn't. Focus on what is, because things change all the time. Live in the moment. Love your moments. Happy Thanksgiving. Take care. Let me see if I can turn this off with this thing. This is modern technology. Let me see. Nope. Did it work?